Well, howdy. How you doing? Welcome to the shop. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Well, that's about half of the concession trailer right there. This is update number 2, by the way. And that's about half of it. The interior siding, some of the framing of the bathroom, 2 walls. And that was a good fire when I first started this morning. That was about a 5-foot tall pile when I lit it up. But let's go up and look at what's left. Well, here's where the trailer was sitting. You can see the dead grass that was below it where no sunlight was getting to it. And what you're looking at right there on the right hand side, that's the roof. And that is what would have been the driver's side wall, or the back side of the concession trailer. When I was working yesterday taking out the service windows, which are right over there, luckily I got them out without breaking, which was a chore, but as soon as I got them out I realized that's what was holding up that side of the wall that had all the rot in it. And if I did too much more, it was going to come down on me, so I just grabbed what was a corner post on that corner of the roof, started rocking it and shaking it, and it didn't take but about 10 seconds, and over it came. And kind of TP'd on top of the trailer. Of course, the service counter was still in there and still up, but this morning I came in and took apart a bunch of it and slowly deconstructed it from the front end of the trailer, and was able to get this to where I could slide it back enough, and then I hooked up to the trailer and just drove the trailer out from underneath it, and it just collapsed onto the ground just like that. That's quite interesting. Quite a scene watching that building fall over yesterday. But here's the trailer. There's the back. Pan up here to the front. All that's left on there now is the plywood flooring, which is this week's goal to get off. Show you a lot of this dry rot on the plywood. Of course, this is just driver's side right in front of the wheel well. Just a whole lot of dry rot all over this thing. I mean, it didn't take much to get this thing to fall off. Along the front edge of the trailer. And this is where the walls of the building were all framed in right there. And then you can see it was just rotted and nothing left. All the way around. It didn't take, like I say, it didn't take a whole lot for me to pull this over. Here's the back corner that I showed you in one previous video last week that was all rotted. But that's it. That was my goal today. This weekend was to get this down to this point. This week's goal after work is to get that plywood off of there, do a good inspection on the metal frame, and I'd like to get the tires off, check the brakes, inspect those, and probably repack the wheel bearings. Do that before I start rebuilding, since the trailer will be nice and light and easy to jack up. So at some point later this week I'll be moving it over by the shop, closer to electrical power and all those tools to do that. I've been sorting out, as I've been tearing it apart, sorting out the metals. There's a pile of aluminum. The aluminum siding that was under the vinyl. I think maybe this trailer was originally built as a travel trailer by the looks of that aluminum. There's a bunch of the copper wiring. There's a little bit more aluminum. There's a pile of steel. Tin. That box right there was a wheel well. The other one is still on the bottom of that wall. The top, the roof here, is steel. You can see the rust. That was a part of the flange that was going up around the hood, the vent hood, going through the roof. So I know that the roof is metal and not aluminum, but the siding is aluminum. Somebody put some sheet tin on this wall at some point, and right over the aluminum. Right there, that's aluminum, but that's tin. And I still got that window to pry out. I was surprised that window didn't break when I pulled it down. I was working on it this morning, and they used a good adhesive to waterproof those windows when they put them in, because it has been a bear to get those out. But anyway, it's been a fun week, fun weekend working on this. And now it's to get the basics to the trailer done. Make sure it's sound and in good shape before we start building, and also to start doing some design work. Going to have to sit down with the wife a couple of nights this week and start figuring out a floor plan, where we're going to put all the equipment, where we want to put the windows. Got to have all that information before I start framing the new walls up, so we can figure out where the windows go, where to frame the openings for those, where to put electrical outlets, and all that good stuff. So the deconstruction, I think I can say, is done, with the exception of shredding this wall and the roof. That won't shouldn't take too long. I'll do that during the week. But deconstruction and demolition, I'm going to call it. It's done. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you liked the video, click like. If you didn't like it, click don't like. That either way don't really bother me much. But please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you have subscribed, hey, I thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.